What I'd like to do is just there's a little switch right here. So just
Right here.
close it. Yeah, just while So
While we wait.
Exactly.
And then
Nobody
when
wants
you
to watch.
start, just open it.
Exactly,
Because
it'll already be streaming. It is already. Yeah.
But what about when I'm done in our slot?
End stream.
Exit
It'll
stream.
automatic end stream right there. It'll
It'll save.
automatically load up to YouTube. Yeah.
Perfect,
And
perfect.
also, I'm just gonna hit the record button on here. There's 2 memory cards on here. It'll record the whole thing. So if that
And you already have the automatic charger, everything already plugged
Yep,
in.
all plugged in. So if anything happens, this will at least stay on and record the whole thing. We can always upload it after the fact, even just in case.
Thank you.
I like having the backup because it's actually saved me before.
Oh, you have a more updated version. I know, right? So I almost did it.
Yeah, I mean, if you want to kind of like look at it, level it, and all that, you're welcome to do that. And then you can either look at it through the camera or you'll be able to see.
I was just wondering.
Yeah, so we can just pop it on real quick.
Go put yourself in the multimedia room.
We'll do it up here.
This little trigger up here, that's the zoom.
Yeah,
so
this
you
one.
zoom in and out. Yep.
Do you usually zoom in and out, or do you?
I'm not a camera.
Because
person,
here's the thing, when they're moving in and out, and because I'm in such a tight space, me painting, I don't want them to see the whole room.
Yeah.
I want them to focus on the.
Probably, if you want, I can stand at the mic. You just kind of zoom it in
Yep.
on me, and then roughly every
That would be
student's
like
gonna be
a-
roughly the size.
Yeah. That'd be perfect. Yeah, I need to test the lighting. All right, let's see. Yeah, this is way. So here's the thing. It's painting this way. It's too loose. Can I lock it? Would I be able to lock it? It's too loose. When I press zoom, it pans. So it's kind of.
Oh, these. Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. Just depends which one.
I think right here. That place there.
Oh, I see. Yeah, it
Yeah,
starts
you see what I mean?
twisting. Okay,
I
got
see
it.
the kid right there, so I'm trying to. Yeah, thank you for standing there. Yes. Hold up. Let's see. Like right about here. What do you think? Do I really need to see the crowd, or can I just focus on the kids?
Nah, you just focus on that. Yeah, you don't need to see that at all.
I think right here is perfect.
Yeah.
So let's lock it.
I don't. And just back to, I don't really do the zoom in and outs and stuff because I don't really have the eye for it. Also, then you start dealing with the auto focusing and stuff, and then people at home it's like blurry.
It's
things like
easier
that.
to
You know
do
what I
it
mean?
on a lacrosse field when I'm here, and I can actually pay to move. But I'm like this, and I don't want to.
Yep. Set it and forget it
This
kind
is
of thing.
perfect. I'm gonna. Yep, we can just leave like this.
So I'm gonna actually go back to my office real quick. I'm gonna get on the stream, and I can already see it. Okay, perfect. I'm gonna get on the stream to make sure the audio is good to go. Otherwise, it's rock and roll. So I mean, yeah, there's nothing really more to do. If you want to flip it, you just flip it, and that'll stay there. And then once they're ready, the volume, once it starts playing through the speakers, you'll be able to.
You'll be able to hear it.
It should
You'll let
go
me
right
know.
through the speakers.
Oh,
Yep.
it should be
Oh, yeah,
this. And then, you know.
You want to turn the mic on, Paul?
Oh, they're gonna turn on the mics now, so if you put oh, 864 0805. Perfect. And then just text me if you can hear the sound and everything.
Yeah.
Joy, are you gonna be here for the whole thing?
Yes.
Okay,
Can
perfect.
you actually stay in there one moment, please?
Yeah, you got it. But late you're not.
Correct.
Okay.
I'm gonna go back to my computer, make sure everything sound-wise, video-wise is good to go for the stream.
Perfect.
Yes, I am.
Okay, test. Okay, students. You need to under here.
Okay, thank you so much.
Now, wait.
Recording, you don't have to hit record or anything like that.
Nope.
Can you all go down and out that way so we don't have to go in front of house? If you want to go to the bathroom, go down and out that way. We're not going in front of house. Down and go to the bathrooms downstairs and come back up.
Now, charging. Awesome. I think you're all set to it.
Thank you, Mike. Okay.
Go quickly and come back to sleep. Do I use the bathroom and stuff? Yes. So go ahead and see the front row for me, please.
Students, we're good. We're ready. We're good. We're ready. It's gonna be a really, really nice afternoon. You're gonna feel wonderful about this in about 2 hours. You're really, really, really gonna feel that. I think you're all ready. You're ready. Now, do what Layla's doing. Deep breath in through your nose. Out through your mouth.
Are you able to show something? How we went to water
In through your nose. Out through your mouth. In through your nose. At your own pace.
Can we fill up the front first? This is for late seating. Find a place to sit up here. Thank you.
Good afternoon, everyone. Welcome to the 17th Annual Berry School Poetry Slam. This celebration of student voice has become an 8th grade tradition and a rite of passage. All of the poetry you're about to hear is original student work. Each person had to write their own poems. I used a very light touch in editing the poems, and as always, some students chose difficult, personal, and brave topics. I told the 8th graders when we started this that every person has a poem that dwells inside of them, that seeks an expression. These poems are invitations to you in the audience for the space of this afternoon to find common ground with the emotions and experiences of the poets. So I invite you all to listen, to reflect, to relate, and hopefully to be inspired and even a little transformed by what you hear. All right, so it's okay to interact as an audience. That's a good thing in a poetry slam, all right? So if you like something you hear, this is the thing to do, right? Snap, or if not everybody's great at snapping their fingers, you can wave your hands, that's okay, you can do some of that. It's a little hard to see the audience with the spotlight, but we'll get it, okay? Now, clapping and cheering, save that for the end when the person is done. If you were clapping and cheering during the poem, it throws people off. Don't do that, please. Don't do that, please. Students, I do ask that you pay attention during these performances. That means no phones, nothing in your ears, no AirPods, put those away right now. No books, none of that stuff, only poetry today. In particular, please do not record our poets. There is a live stream going. There will be a recording made by the school, so you all will have that for posterity, but we don't need anybody doing this for the socials, all right? If you need to use the bathroom, please wait until the intermission. There will be an intermission. If you absolutely cannot wait until the end of the poem. I do not want to hear the door slamming. Only slamming thing today? The poems, thank you. All right. So, slam poetry is competitive. Our judges for today at the table in the back will be Ian Anthony Coleman, Ashley Mitchell, Juan Henderson, Danny Gonzalez, and Colleen Dunn. So here's how it works. The competitive portion conclusion of the program, which will be our 18 eighth graders, will be followed by a second round with the 3 top vote getters, then an open mic session. And before we leave, I will announce the overall winner of the Poetry Slam. But first, let me introduce our MC, Miley Francis.
Hi, everyone. Welcome to the students, the teachers, and the family and friends. Thank you for coming out here today. I really appreciate it. I'm really proud of the 8th grade class this year. My 8th grade didn't get a chance to do the poetry slam because of COVID, so I'm very proud of you guys for everything that you guys have put in, the work, the time. They really put their hearts into this. So thank you guys, and thank you all for coming. To kickstart the Poetry Slam, I do have a poem for you guys titled Blind Faith. I'm just gonna show you. Okay. The opposite of fear is not love. The opposite of fear is trust, an energy that must be tended to. You can love your desires, but will you work towards them? Will you ask yourself to improve, or will you repeat the cycle over again? Meditation, it makes me feel in control of my thoughts, still acknowledging that we co-create. There's a plan I must follow, a plan that feels dense, but is really hollow. Wake up, go to work, shower, eat, sleep. 563 more hours, but right now I'm face defeat. 563 hours, a material goal in sight. Working for $10,000 will come to you overnight. But why such a specific goal? Well, things that motivate me often come in smaller intervals. But when change shows up in my life, I often become afraid, feeling derailed from my normality, which is what holds down my sanity. I'm unsatisfied with my day-to-day, but I've accepted this current reality, so it's easy to stay. The battle within my mental health, I often get uncomfortable with myself. I don't know how to accept the stage between the change, before the fame and making the money rain, the version of myself that became embarrassed to work towards it. But I desire the version of myself that can already afford it. Desiring is half the job. Prosperity comes in faith. But for bad habits, there's truly no excuse. The internal battle between me and myself, both impossible to win and impossible to lose. I take it day by day. Whether in sunshine or in rain, the pain I experience combated with abundance. Life flows up and down, that is the only constant. Therefore, the opposite of fear is not love. The opposite of fear is trust. And right now is all I can be worried about. If everything I ever wanted came easy to me, there would be nothing profound in my journey to talk about. Thank you. All right, next I would like to invite Ms. Ria Ranchuji with her poem.
Maybe they'll play with me today, I whispered to myself with a smile on my face. I raced to the lunch table where the petite princesses reside. One in particular looks me dead in the eyes. She even grinned at me. Her caramel curls bounce as she dances and chants, shortest is the cutest, middle is the prettiest, tallest is the ugliest. An explosion of giggles erupt from the children, scorching like fiery liquid lava, their glares gleaming daggers piercing me, a hideous monster. Oceans swelled in my eyes. Why must they be so mean? Thought innocent, third-grade me. Even now at 14, those scars haven't healed. Those biting memories sting in my mind, and so I am kind to everyone but that little girl. A lovingly handcrafted version of myself for every person, a reflection of what I think will please you the most. That glimmer of approval is what I crave. I seek the validation because I'm afraid, weighed down by the prospect of being alone again. So even if the young girl would say no, I will say yes. Every day is another show and I dress to impress, so clap for me. I need you to clap for me. Tell me I've done a good enough job, why can't I just be good enough? For teachers, friends, parents, peers, my sister, there is always some imperfection to pick on. Not smart enough, not athletic enough, and definitely not pretty enough. I scrutinize the figure reflected in the mirror. You can see right through me. All the flaws inside, a scared little girl. Amongst all the shattered glass I tried to hide. But maybe the broken shards are beautiful. Like a shimmering mosaic, a collection of fractured moments that fit perfectly into place. So when she looks back at the past she shaped, will the carefree little girl be proud of who she became?
Wow, that was incredible, Rhea. That was an incredible poem titled Good Enough. Thank you so much. Next up, we have Nick Odom with the poem Silence.
In my room, the record player blasting Slater Kinney, the feminist punk sound calming me down, the flags on my wall showing me I'm worth something. I might even torn from the walls of people wanting to belong. But that song pulsing through my veins, it helped me escape from myself. It helped me escape from the thought of my family dying in Israel. I don't know them personally, but they're still family in my room. Still Vanessa, electropop and colorful sounds, the lyrics are indigo. I don't want to get on the news. I don't want to die. I lived in Germany. I am Jewish. I didn't die. I lived. I survived. What am I scared of? I don't know. The threat of another Holocaust doesn't exist, but the fear is still persistent. The Holocaust seems distant, but it's not. Not for us, not for me. I think about it every day. I can't take it. I can't take it. But in my room, Vampire Weekend, Father of the Bride, road trips with my dad on music duty, realized I can never go back to that. Unknowing, understood. The work of being different did not exist in my brain. I was so ignorant. All I knew was Germany. Not the history, but the present. Not the horrible crime towards humanity, but the ice cream parlor and the town hall serving Waldmeister. In my room, Baruch assault. So loud it could give you a headache. But the headache never comes. I become lost in thought, feeling swirl like a whirlpool, taking me down a rabbit hole of my own dread. Oh, but no, don't fret, the world shouts me. Don't pout, it makes you look weak. The world is so bleak sometimes, but in my room, the music drowns out the silence. The silence where I overthink, the silence where I panic. Silence can be so loud at times, but in my room, the music fills every ounce of silence.
Wow, that was truly incredible, Nick. Thank you so much. Next up, we have Mr. Robert James with his poem titled Geography.
A peaceful and sunny day. Just finished eating lunch and was leaving towards May's class. The halls croaking with happiness. Until I remembered I had a geography quiz that day. Geography, my greatest enemy to have ever existed. I loathe it with a passion. But what I hate about it the most is all the longitude, latitude, countries, and states. Everything. It's all so disorganized and agonizing. As I sat down to take my quiz, an ominous and horrifying feeling ran down my spine. 2 papers? Not one, but 2? One paper had over 40 names of the states on it. The other had a map with names on it. I knew that this was going to be the demise of my grazing maze. Maps. Though I grew from my brain that gives me this poisoning pain that I cannot and will not tolerate. This is not my fate. My map is covered by fog, and like a dumb frog, I chase the flies into the fog. However, I will find my way. I will succeed. Be prepared, because no cap, you gotta hop into that mat with confidence without thinking that you got strong enough for this. No matter what, you will get lost. Ain't nobody need no quiz to be the boss. When lost, you gotta figure out, like the same about the last night quiz or the next. Just know, I'm gonna be the very best. Life is a map. Make your landmarks and find your path.
That was great. That was wonderful. And I completely resonate. The 8th grade geography quiz, you know. Thanks, Paul. All right. Next up, we have Anjali Vadapudi with her poem titled Resonance.
Spotlight blazing, illuminating wood on stage. The audience gone, disappeared into the shadows. You could feel the anxiety in the air, hit by the fake smile plastered on my face. The baton is raised. The hall so silent you could hear the conductor's breath from the balcony. We wait. Sound erupts, echoes in the elegant space. We look at each other to find our rhythm, our emotion, our movements. Skating across the steel strings, our bows create a symphony. We must stay united. If one does not watch the other, we fall apart. Our notes no longer one, but individual. 95 different people. I'm counting, my toes tapping silently in my shoe. My section playing. I'm looking at the principal. He makes exaggerated movements like one of those inflatable men at a car dealership. He's looking at the concertmaster. We're all looking at the conductor, anxiously anticipating the next note. Our bows saw the strings, stab the air like a bayonet. The varnish of my viola shines in the light. The twists and turns of the hand-split screws, each unique, a fingerprint. We are in unison. The viola gives me creativity, attention to detail, freedom of expression. It allows me to transport myself into the music. Viola. Technical, beautiful, delicate but strong, sweet and powerful and resonant, like I want to be.
Great job. Thank you so much for that. Wow. Next up, we have Mr. Matthew Stewart with his poem titled Penalty Kill. Penalty Kill.
Pain shot up my arm, stopping in my shoulder. The shrill blow of the whistle, the angry yell of the crowd, these noises clouding my brain, pain still spreading throughout my body, my vision becoming spotty, slowly numbing my thoughts. Laying on the ground, struggling to stand, my hand pushing off the ice. When I finally make it to the bench, my eyes dart across the audience, scanning for my mother. A sea of faces, and yet not a single mouth is closed. The ref calls a penalty. My mother runs to the bench. Many people watch hockey for the violence. Sprinting down the ice at 20 miles an hour, putting your body on the line for this simple game. The board stands solid and tall. At least it's entertaining. My mother rushes me to the locker room. My gear is painstakingly peeled off. The nurses in the urgent care chirp, "Oh, I'm sorry, but your collarbone is broken. You should go to the emergency room." An hour later, I find myself sitting on a soft hospital bed, my swollen red shoulder resting by my side. My time in the hospital stretches on for 5 agonizing hours. Every so often, a doctor would appear. Their words blend together, never offering any useful information. After what feels like a year, I am let free. I must come back every 4 weeks for an x-ray. Can't play hockey, can't play drums. My right arm glued to my stomach for a month. sitting in an itchy sling, the muscles shrinking from staying still so long. One single moment can have such a drastic effect on your life, and most of the time, it seems out of your control. It can be so frustrating. I didn't choose to have my collarbone broken. It feels so unfair. And it is. Sports can be a controversial matter. So much drama, such complication. I say sports should be fun. Hockey is a special example. People get angry, players get violent, but only because it's allowed. Teams have grudges, parents get loud. Hockey can be so chaotic. Refs can easily miss things. Players can get away with illegal hits. When they finally let me play again, I have only one game left in the season, and then the tournament. The tournament was 2 weeks ago. I played 7 games of hockey this winter. I missed half the season. I do not play many sports. Hockey is the only real exception. Being stuck at home, counting down the days until the next x-ray, wondering if they will finally let me play, hoping I will hear the doctors say, "Your collarbone is fully healed," and I'm back on the ice.
All right, penalty kill. That was for the athletes in the crowd. I know y'all can relate. Next up, we have Freya Kuzmakis with the poem titled "The Beauty of a Home."
The smell of decaying leaves, the feeling of the breeze, the sound of bubbly birds, the touch of damp grass. From the first rain, it is fall. Fall in New England is fog in the mountains, steam from the Vermont lakes. You see bronze falling down from the trees, a blanket protecting the grass from the snow to come. All too soon, the birds fly south, the grass sleeps, the trees bare, and it is winter. Winter in New England is harsh, the air frozen, the nose red, the wind never stops. But inside, a fire flares, a little spirit dancing, the smell of burning wood, sound of melting snow. In Maine, the lakes are glazed with ice. It cracks but never breaks. The trees are still there, but they leave no empty space. The air is filled with imagination. The trees that tower high become a castle. The lake a battleground, where you fight with sticks, now swords, until it turns dark. Back inside, the light of the TV and sound of the fire lull you to sleep. The next morning, the snow starts to melt. Suddenly, it is spring. Spring in New England is indecisive at first. One day it will be below freezing, the next warm enough to get a tan. On and off, until the sun stays for good. In Connecticut, poison ivy thrives, coming from the ground, spreading all around. Determination fills the air to pluck the plant from existence, even though you know they will always come back. When the job is done, you relax by the creek. Finally at peace, there is no need for fleece. In spring, you feel free. You swim in the pond, or ski in the lake, go on a hike, see a horse passing by, and then it is time for summer. Summer in New England is like a match in the wind, powerful and hot, but dies too quickly. In Massachusetts, the heat's oppressing. In Cape Cod, the ocean's refreshing. In forests, you're biking, seagulls calling, in town, people gossiping. At the campground, you strum your guitar, sitting by the fire, making s'mores, watching the stars. In late August, the air becomes dry. The grass dies, and it's the perfect time to volunteer at the zoo, to tend to the animals, to learn what they eat, watch how they behave. And at the end of the week, the cycle starts again, and it is fall. The beauty of the seasons, the beauty of the Northeast, the beauty of New England, is not the beauty of adventure, but the beauty of home.
Alright, the beauty of our home. What a great job. I loved it. Thank you so much. Next up, we have Kai Mahar with the poem titled The Piece of Me.
Going north or south, it doesn't matter. When the window shatters, when the car window breaks, it creates chaos, it whistles wind, it tears and tires of passing cars, and I'm getting tired of missing memoirs of broken bridges that I want back. But as the window shattered, I remembered. With all of the glue in the world, there's no way to put the window back together again. Because in the end, its strength stays suppressed, and the cracks will never go away. And I'm waiting for the day that I can see the window whole again, but I never will. That day disappeared, diminishing hope, and destroying the escape of a destructive death. That comes for us all. It's always the end of the story. But as the window shattered, I remembered. I remembered that the end of the window story is not the end of mine, though I am the window and the window is me. And as it gets harder to breathe, I look out the window. The car window is still intact. It didn't crack. I realize that. But as I shattered, I remembered. Now that I've been split into pieces, a million pieces, some too small to be seen, I'll take a piece of me and I'll give it to you. You'll have me forever, a piece of dangerous glass that you hold too close, too afraid to let go. I know your skin broke as it bent, but I never meant to hurt you.
Beautiful, beautiful job. A piece of me. I loved it. We love that piece of you too. All right. Next up, we have Reese Iwachu with the poem titled Snowboarding Reese Iwachu. All right.
I can smell the essence of the crisp air. I can see the thick mist of the snow sitting down on the mountain like a cloud coming down to rest from the sky. Thick enough to make you wonder if the bottom's even there. But that's just part of the fun when you're 3,000 feet up on top of Stowe Mountain. This moment of peace before the thrilling intensity, but peace or thrill I feel free throughout. The sound of my board piercing with every turn, gliding with every straight, leaving never-ending S's behind me, flying through the snow. Now I can hear people chattering, I can feel the lifts running. Meanwhile, below is getting closer, making me almost want it all to happen slower, just to soak it all in, alone in my temporary home, that I almost wish wasn't temporary, but I do want this alone to be temporary, because here, my only friend is the mountain, so I might as well be crying.
Snowboarding. All right. And last for this round, we have Layla Betts with a poem titled The Garden of Words. Spell it out. My father's voice echoes in my head. Evergreen. Evergreen. It usually works, but I can't today. It'll make me seem rude in class. What if I can't spell the word? What if it's not a word, but a letter I'm stuck on? What if this stupid trick doesn't even work? So I continue struggling. My stutter flutters like a monarch butterfly on a sunny day. I try rejecting my stutter, but the head nods and body movements eventually appear. My face begins to heat, like And I've been preparing for a cake. Each day, the monarch butterfly goes to different flowers. The iris flowers, with their gentle and delicate nature, simply cause repetition in my speech. Those words I can easily get out. But my monarch butterfly almost never collects nectar from over there. It loves and desires roses. There are so many varieties of roses. Placid ivory roses that give the peace of the moment. Darker roses that offer incendiary times. Tall roses that cause the struggle for longer. While short roses are just a ripple in a pond. But they all strangle the sound of my voice. They're tightly packed, refusing any sound to come through. Tension grows in my stomach as I try to force the words out. Take a deep breath. Relax. Stop moving like that. It won't help. I don't need to hear that. The only thing it does is it cripples the delicate spotted wings of the butterfly, making it more painful to extract the essence of strength from the flowers. Sometimes the roses pop up by surprise, but I don't really see the rosebuds forming. I can't avoid the roses forever, though. I can skate around words while reciting lines during drama class, or talking in humanities debates. But eventually, I have to say that wretched word. Spell it out. My father's voice echoes in my head. U-N-I-Q-U-E. Unique. It usually works, but I can't today, as I try my hardest to say the word "ah" in Spanish class. Today, that fiend of a monarch butterfly frolics around with an alluring white rose. There is nothing but the sound of the wind blowing air into the warm classroom as I battle for sound. I struggle for quite a bit. The silence is appreciated, yet I still feel discomfort. Thankful that it's not another color rose, I'm still frustrated and embarrassed by my stutter. Eventually, I'll open my mouth, and I flow through the rest of the paragraph. Relief trickles through my body like a waterfall. This relief, however, withers away like a forgotten house plant. Sorrow and anguish erupt as lava would out of a raging volcano, causing tranquility to go away as quickly as it came. Why me? Why was I chosen to stutter? What did I do to deserve this pain? I hate you, I tell my stutter. Spell it out. My father's voice echoes in my head. A-M-B-I-V-A-L-E-N-T. Ambivalent. It usually works, but I wouldn't that day, as I stood near the kitchen counter explaining fracking to my mother. Excitement filled the belly of the butterfly, its next feet close by. It gazed around, unsure what color rose it would have to collect nectar from today. Only rosebuds were scattered across the field, each one eager to finally bloom. But I desperately desired to say oil. I refused to admit anything today. A fuchsia-colored bud opened up, filled with nectar. Before I could say oil with sound, my mother interrupts me with another topic, my math homework. I feel self-conscious for a while. The aroma of spaghetti in the kitchen wafting into my nose. The television faintly rumbling as the dismal news drones. And the weight of my feet against the floor. This feeling, however, melts away like an ice cube on a hot summer day. Sorrow and anguish unfold in me as the monarch cruises into the air, satiated with the delightful nectar. Why me? Why was I chosen to stutter? What did I do to deserve this pain? I hate you, I tell my stutter. If saying words like this would have made my monarch butterfly go away, it would have been gone for years. But no, there is no explanation for why this beautiful yet malicious monarch butterfly lives and breathes with me every single day of my life. But yet, from each piece of nectar that it collects, the monarch butterfly grows stronger. As difficult as collecting nectar may be, the butterfly has to survive on nectar.
Each rose lifts up the monarch, giving it more vitality and vigor to fly, so that when it does soar into the air, it goes further than ever, prepared for the migration south, no matter what type of flowers flourish out there. And that was a great job. I'm incredibly proud of you guys. Audience, how are you guys feeling? All right. Well, we got to the first half of students, so for now, I'd like to offer you guys a nice little intermission. We'll do 5 minutes. Okay, so the bathrooms, the water, the snacks, and all the good stuff, you can get that out of the way now. Alright, let's make our way back to our chairs, everyone. Please. And let's go down for the next round. Alright. I don't know about y'all, but my breath is taken away. It really is. So, yeah, it really is. So, for the next round, I would love to introduce you guys to Miss Ava Briscoe with the poem titled The Family Puzzle.
Puzzles. 98 pieces scattered. I was a little girl. Puzzle pieces all over the dining room table. You put the pieces together and it makes a beautiful picture. But I said to my great-grandfather, Papa, this puzzle is so easy. Give me something harder. I didn't know that the hardest puzzle piece that I could ever think of, something that can have you overthinking, having second guesses, someone who had a rough time in their life was him. He has the 1,925 missing pieces that no one knew about. He is someone that I can study about all day, and my family is supposed to know who this World War II survivor was, but the more doors that I opened in his home that I now live in. The pictures and the memories that he left behind was always 10 puzzle pieces ahead. I have a lot of things in common with him. I act like him with this amazing personality, but I can never top him with this kind heart. He is a social butterfly, and I look up to him. He likes to walk around so he can stay alive. We take care of each other. We make each other laugh and smile with joy. Our pieces connect. But I thought that I knew him. And he put everything behind him. And my mother does not have patience for puzzles. She researches who he is, nothing to be found in his siblings, nothing to be found. There is always a piece missing, like how you're looking for a piece in a box, but it's nowhere to be found, like how I am looking for more pictures of his family in a box to see if any of the pieces connect. That leads me to nowhere. Why did he exist until World War II? Family, help me, I am missing pieces. And the more things that I see with my eyes, I hold back my tears as my throat feels sore like a bunch of thorns poking around my neck and the family that he has struggled with being taken away from his siblings. But it finally clicks to my head that he was the one missing his family puzzle pieces.
Beautiful. Thank you so much, Ava. Next up, we have Ed Jorkowski with the poem titled Color Draw.
I am an array of colors, colors I have picked up over the course of my life. Every color represents all my interests, likes, dislikes, and experiences. Without these colors, I'm nothing but a hollow shell, easily tipped over by the wind and shattering. Color shapes every part of my life. Color is my reason to live. Without my color, there would be nothing to smile about, nothing to cry about, nothing to sing, dance, draw, nothing to create art with. These colors don't leave me. They linger. Even when I don't like the color anymore, they stay, never leaving. Even when I try to forget them, always reappearing. I lay on my bed and spin with colors, my room overflowing with every shade and hue. From my floor-hanging walls to all my posters. That one poster. Pink and blue, both bloody and proud. People don't know what's happening on that poster, but I know. As the artist, I know what's happening to people like me, people who are defined by those colors. I am defined by those colors. Sometimes I pick colors from other people. I never meant to, I didn't know, but in the process, I lost myself. Too focused on appearing like others, I forgot myself. I didn't know my favorite color. I said it was green, that's what everybody said. The childlike instinct to fit in with everyone else, even if that means losing your true self. I miss the summers with bright blue skies and dazzling sun, with light green grass and pink and purple flowers blooming everywhere. Those memories, bright and dim, fun to look back on, but never will summer be the same again. Never will summer, never will life be as colorful as it once was. I am an array of colors, always changing, always growing. Life might never be the same, but I will forever be a drop of colors.
Yes, truly a drop of coloring, of course. Next up, we have Mega Paul with a poem titled Chinese Sausage Fried Rice. Oh dear. Well, that's my home, I guess. Sorry about In a red dining room, one that some might call gaudy, magic brews in great cauldrons, the customers waiting at their tables salivating over the possibilities, waiting like wolves about to pounce. Slowly, the dishes come out. Great spectacles, too many to count, adorned with sauces, each one greater than the one before, until the greatest of them all reaches our table. The stewed and sausages cut from garnets, a mountain of glory awaits each grain of rice with temptation. Garnished with scrambled eggs, yellow as the sun, the Chinese sausage fried rice has arrived. Still there, after all these years. A much-loved dish from my childhood, still stirring emotions deep in my heart, comforting and tender, kept in these taste memories, something I can keep returning to. Savory sensations, the flavors of the sweet sausage, basking in the simple joys of the path well trodden. Its mountains of beige rice with a hint of salt, the flavors of an environment that returned me to my childhood days, just as Mrs. Janet, the woman who owns the restaurant, swings by, having known me since I was a baby. You've grown so tall. What grade are you in now? We smile and laugh, knowing that some things don't change, at least for a while. At the end of the meal, leftovers! Packaging the remaining rice for my lunch tomorrow. Steam billows out as I screw open my thermos, sinking my spoon to bliss, salivating over savory scents. Rice gently bounces on my tongue as I swallow. Cornucopias of sweet and salty collide as I return to a red dining room, which some might call gaudy. I taste the magic that was once brewing in great cauldrons, and I know that I can always go back for seconds. All right, thank you for the fried rice. I know you enjoyed it the second time around too. All right, next up we have Connor Texera with the poem titled Excitement Has a Feeling.
started with an explosion of excitement, then a flash of joy. Lights filled with many sights. Flashing lights, bright lights, new lights, old lights, these are words that prove excitement has a feeling. A feeling of winning, not sinning, never winning, in a game called basketball. At a gym, red, white, and black. 2 hoops, 1 goal, win. 1 time bleacher, and I see her, a teacher. Blue and white championship banners. The crowd's cheerful manner. Boys running with joy. The bus coming home filled with 17 excited boys. Watching the tears of the other team. That didn't matter though, we had each other. I am strong by myself, but stronger when surrounded by other people. Joy and laughter feel even more exciting when you're not alone. Yelling in excitement. The explosion and light of energy that sparked into a flame. This moment will last a lifetime.
We found it. All right, give it up for Connor. And give it up for the boys basketball team too. Great job. Next up we have Illy Hostin with a poem titled Warren. Two worn stuffed dogs made of brown fabric of thread. Unaware, unknowing. Two worn pieces of cloth, that's all they truly are, but to the child that holds them with wide eyes, they are more. They are a home without walls, they have stayed, finding comfort in the unconventional, a sentinel, providing a temporary sense of security against the inevitable passage of time crashing up against all of us. Terrified of the permanent becoming impermanent, blowing out the candles on another cake, have I done this before? I hate change. We must cling on to the small, meaningless objects that give themselves meaning as we cling to what was and what will never be again. I am still the child crying for home. I am still the little girl standing in the backyard with straight knees and Mary Janes, and I watch. Still, as the passage of time fades like a photograph left out in the sun. And I lay, surrounded by faded photographs, trying to remember the little girl with straight knees and Mary Janes, but she is gone. And I don't know where she went. I hold the two stuffed dogs with broken necks and faded eyes. Nothing more than fabric. Fabric, string, and stuffing. And I know, looking down at them, that their eyes will never again meet mine. I will never again be the child with wide eyes, but still, I hold the warm stuffed dogs. How beautiful. Thank you so much, Illy. Next up, we have Kaylin Savage with a poem titled 400 Meters. My words like a track, constantly running in circles, trying to maintain my pace of life. Circles endless, routines thread, each lap a daily motion slow. Moments sing, memories glow, repeat. Every stride a beat, routine's rhythm, life's heartbeat. Every day develops the same. Wake up to my alarm, ride the bus full of kids and teens, not knowing what the day will bring. Go to school for 8 hours, go home, do homework, repeat. It drains me. So much energy. I'm a sink filled with water, constantly getting used to my energy, then drained again. Day by day unfolds, with each turn a new chapter begins, in a sweet melody of life, which each brain brings, in a place where ideas sprout wings, and creativity always sings, and the art's heart beats. Beautiful, thank you so much. Next up, we have Asaya Young with a poem titled Magic Mirror.
Mirror, mirror on the wall, who's the vainest of them all? You are. You are so vain. I know I am. That's what everyone says. Vanity seeps through every thought, emotion, opinion, memory, always looking in a mirror, checking your outfit, studying the way you walk, the way you talk, breathe, sit up, stand down, everything. Everything is constantly consumed with the thought of trying to be better, of trying to be perceived as better, and ultimately not ever being better than the version of yourself everyone would like and want more. The crushing weight of expectations, judgments, disappointment, and pity that's too much to bear is like an elephant sitting on my chest. Every single thing I do is surrounded by the memories of what faceless and unsympathetic souls have said to me. Not caring about how much it hurt me, and how much a child can internalize one wrong look. But the thing that hurt even more is when some of those faceless souls had a face. They were the light, the 5,000 suns, the nightlight that guides in the dark, the ones who trusted and loved the most. They didn't care that they broke the mirror. All they cared about was making sure that the mirror could never break them back. Everyone is so judgmental, too critical, always so eager to give an opinion on how you can be better. And at first glance, that isn't such a bad thing. But their words always left an awful taste in my mouth. You're so vain. You spend more time getting ready than doing things that actually matter. Why are you like this? This vanity, this obsession, this infatuation will ruin you. I know it will. Trust me, I know. But when vanity consumes your whole being, you become nothing more than a shell of a person who's only wanting, desiring, looking for some sort of security, comfort, anything that can prove you are the best. You don't need to drag others into your pit of self-destruction, but it just happens. But at least this time you won't have to be alone. Misery loves company, as they say. But as I stare into that broken mirror and put the pieces together, I wonder if looking and studying myself all the time was vanity or insecurity. The obsession I had with that distorted face looking back at me started to sob. It started to scream incoherent sentences, and with each word I told it, it shrunk. It shrunk so much that it turned into a little girl who oddly looked like me. She then stared at me and smiled. She smiled at me as if she didn't know who I was, whoever she thought I was. She was proud of me. She didn't know yet what the older version of herself had become. So I stared back at her, and I gave her a faint smile too. I knew that she would be disappointed with this alternate version of herself. So this time I wanted to break that mirror. I wanted to take that mirror that was tainted with the words of disgust, embarrassment, and resentment, and shatter it. So as I held that mirror in my hands and looked at that little girl one last time, I let it fall. I didn't care anymore. It was as if the words of others that I had shamefully accepted had evaporated. I didn't care that the glass had cut my hands, because I knew they would heal, and that they would be okay. Because I no longer had to look at that vile, corrupt, so-called magic mirror.
Beautiful, beautiful job. Loved it. Thank you so much for that. All right. We have next Portland Range with a poem titled The Monster That Resides Inside of Me.
At my old school, I was one of those people, someone that anyone could talk to since I knew everyone. But going to a new school made everything go downhill. A four-eyed monster licked its lips waiting for me, ready to inflict despair. It followed me as I got introduced to my new classmates. It made me terrified, creating clones, making everyone look like itself. I was afraid to talk to anyone because I thought they would just ignore me. I was afraid to say anything because they could just too easy. In classes, I watched as people paired into groups as the monster held me back. Even today, I'm afraid. I wonder what people think of me. I wonder why I'm so scared. I wonder why the creature does this to me. Making me sit in the corner while everyone else walks and talks. No one here likes you. No one here cares about you. The monster says to me, "You're just a new guy. Why would they talk to you?" This isn't so much I start to believe it. Those people passing the volleyball. I want to join, I say to the wretch. All they'll do is exclude you, like a dragon reminding your treasure group. I stand knee deep in a pool of anxiety. Monsters' tendrils tangle throughout my body, reminding me it will always be there. When someone gets frustrated, I get stressed. When I frightened of everything. When someone says something nice, the monster staggers back, running out of negative advice for a little bit. It always comes back though, his teeth gleaming the light behind me. For the times it isn't looking, I talk to people. I gather the courage to sneak away from the goal. I try to join the fun-looking games I see being played. But when someone says I can't, the monster gets wounded, finds me and punches me in the gut. You see, they don't like you, they never will. They don't like you because you're new. That's when the pool is starting to go down and builds back up to my shoulders this time. Anxiety. The monster that holds me back from building relations. The monster that continues to reside inside me.
Portland, we love you. Okay, thank you so much for joining our community. We're there in Portland. And last, but most certainly not least, we have Kurt Nelson with the poem titled Masks.
Hey, stop crying. Don't be weak. You're not small. You're a man. A carefully crafted character. A mask put on to show the adults that I'm not weak. I feel like a freak constructing these masks so others know what I want them to see. I'm worn out. My bones creak under the pressure of these masks. I pile up and up and up until I can't feel my face that once had a smile. But a man isn't empathetic. A man isn't depressed. A man isn't stressed. A man is strong and reliable. Even though I'm not a man yet, the burden of these masks still weigh me down. And I fear that someday someone will peel back these masks and not like what they see. Like a tree, anybody can leave a mark. Some might even tear off some bark or break a branch. Some might even try to cut me down, but I still stand, not that tall. Even if I fall, a mask will cover it up. And I drown in the sea of tears that I shouldn't let loose. I don't want a noose. I just want to not have to make another mask or trap the tears that leak through the gaps. I'm hollow. Tell me, when can I put away the plaster that numbs my face into a frown? When can I put away the glue that holds everything in? Don't cut me down. Don't let me drown. I didn't mean to frown when you said that I didn't know. I don't know. But please listen, because I made this mask for you.
We will have another 5-minute intermission. Give all your love and good energy to the 8th grade. They did it, finally! Anytime. All right, let's take it back to our seats so I can announce the round two winners. All right. So, for the first winner, can I have a drum roll, please? We have Kai Mahar.
I'm so glad I had you as a friend. I don't remember who said it, but I remember that I didn't like it. Don't leave me, don't leave me, I can't let you leave me. I can't be alone again. Not again, not again, not again. I watched my small hometown get bigger and bigger. I can tell you every street name and every place, but I couldn't recognize any face. I can tell you there's a blonde boy who lives by the lake. I can tell you about the brunette girl whose backyard pulls all kinds of trees. And I can tell you there's a blonde girl who lives by the middle school. And I can tell you about the fire station by the wavy-haired sister's house, but I would never be able to call them my friends again. Not again, not again, not again. A hometown with no one around. People who drag me down, people I fear seeing in the grocery store, people I avoid at all costs. I'm so glad I had you as a friend. I don't remember who said it, but I remember that I did not like it. I visit a different town oceans away, but it feels like home anyway. So whenever I can, I visit again and again and again. Frolicking through fields of flowers, dead grass grasped by the heat of the sun. I walk the dogs. I walk into the house of the toddler, all free with endless energy. I pick the apples, the green apples growing in the backyard of the small cottage where the sun shimmered through the window. I jump in the lake where I don't have to worry about the blonde boy. The blonde boy scares me, but in this town, everyone feels like family. I don't remember what was said, but I remember that I loved hearing it. In a town where I don't speak the language, but strangers smile all the same. But I know I'll have to leave again. Not again, not again, not again. Things change, summers end, but one day I'm going to stay.
Beautiful. Thank you. All right. Another drum roll for the next one. We have Layla Bell.
My fiery frustration finally erupts. All the bubbles in the soda can are rushing to the surface, seeking the satisfaction that was previously denied. I try to fight a losing battle against time. Inverse functions. They make sense until now. I was able to admire and enjoy each type. Dark, light, cherry, cream. Each one I finished with ease. And then the soda that you dreadfully anticipated. The mystery potion, wrapped in. Admirable packaging. With frilly ribbons and with glittery metallics, this seasoning is always a mystery. Will it reek of freshly sprouted flowers? Or will it imitate the canary-colored powdery snow that you always have a glimpse of? Nevertheless, I open the tab. The soda glimmers a bright orange. How delightful, I grin, akin to a toddler at a candy store. Opening my lips, I take a sip. Ah! This soda flavor burns. protein cracker. Opening my lips, I take another sip. This soda flavor burns and tastes like sulfur. Maybe I can learn to like this soda. I rummaged through old books about soda. I read the internet, searching for the cause of this disappointment. I even bothered as many people as I can about it. But no love. The only thing I find is this soda doesn't exist. I have to finish drinking this soda. If I don't, I'm gonna have to drink it again next year. Opening my lips, I take another sip. The sulfur taste came through my throat, raw, aimed to burn. Genuine sadness oozes out. I cry for hours and hours. Why can't I drink this soda? I've drunk it, I need like the other types. Maybe rest is what I need. Maybe I'll do that for a good night's rest. The next day, I'm at it again, reading books, asking people, searching for the answer. Today, I find no answer. My weary heart weeps, but no tears emerge. Instead, a tiny little ball of vexation grows inside me. My attempts at diminishing it through deep breaths are futile. The ball grows and grows, until eventually I grab the bottle and I harshly shake it back and forth. I know the consequences of my actions, but I'm too tired and worthless about myself. The soda fizzles and buzzes. It slowly rises and reaches the cap. Menacingly, it pops open the top and spills over. The foam pours out in magnitudes. I submit the answer. I lay on the floor, exhausted and ready to move on to a less exotic sensation. There was no soda left in the bottle after that. I consumed it out of hope for answers. It made me understand this unique orange taste a bit more, but I never understood how to down the entire bottle, nor enjoy the sulfur-like taste of my tongue. And to this day, I've never understood the entire soda.
Wonderfully done, thank you so much. Our next winner, drum roll please. Ria Rachel.
A letter to my grandfather. Dear Dada, I love you. Like catching fireflies on a warm summer night, I try to capture the memories, to store each precious second away neatly. The vivid, frozen drops of time constantly slip my mind. One day you were here, then you were gone. Memories swirl and crash around me, washing me away into an ocean of grief. Small things that may seem insignificant can bring my world tumbling down. I'm transported back to comfortable nights, eating toast slathered with raspberry jam, watching an iconic little mouse and his friends. Your favorite character was Donnie the Duck. Or plucking sunshine lemons grown in the garden, nurtured by rich South African soil, while you steadily squeeze fresh oranges to be transformed into the most delicious juice, steeped in love. We're sitting next to you, both of us lost in a world of books. I can't accept that those days are gone forever, disappeared and never coming back. I miss running my hands through your soft silver hair. Whenever I was a puddle of tears, you would hand me your handkerchief, whispering reassuring words that could heal the deepest wound. I really need that right now. I wish everyone knew someone as gentle and kind as you. I wish you could see me now. I wish I got to say goodbye. Separated by oceans and a pandemic, I couldn't be with you when you were sick. I wasn't there for your funeral, couldn't scatter your ashes. I never had any closure. So I imagine you sitting in the audience, watching me perform this poem. But I know, like a firefly, you have flickered away, sending you all the love this universe could possibly hold. Ria.
Thank you. Next, we have Asaya Young.
I'm relaxing in my small skill room. The walls freshly painted with mint green coloring and the butterfly stickers on my wall are surrounded with pretty pink cherry blossoms. Everything about my room screams childhood, a never-ending dream that I hope to not ever wake up from. As I'm laying in bed reading a book, indulged in its beautiful words and interesting tales, not quite ever wanting the story to end, but also eager to finish this chapter. I hear the sound of muffled voices and disappointed sighs. As I make my way down the wooden steps and into the kitchen, I hear the sound of my mother and grandmother's voice conversing with each other about what's been going on in the news. Once again, another innocent black soul has been taken away from this treacherous world. I hear stories about these accidents all the time. It always fills my head with despair and resentment. With each story I hear, the more fearful I become, always analyzing every little thing the enemy does in order to feel safe. I've always researched the stories of famous individuals and their painful stories. What fills my heart with resentment and disdain even more is when I learn about our history. The stories of children who deserve better. The Scottsboro boys, the 16th Street Baptist Church bombing, alligator bait babies, all of those innocent children's lives taken away from them just because someone thought they were evil. The more I learn about my history, the more I miss when I was a kid. Everyone always gave me a look of disbelief when I expressed to them that I missed being a child. I know that I'm only 13, but they just didn't understand. I missed my childlike wonder. In a world of never-ending crimes against humanity, I longed for the time when I was blissfully ignorant and just the right amount of aware. It pains me that I can't ever go back to that unknowing, carefree state of mind. As I sit and listen to my mother and grandmother's stories, I step back into my mind and start reliving happier times. I'm at my grandma's big red brick house. The exterior is dripping with barn-colored red paint. The hanging window wheels chime, and the area is filled to the brim with the sound of childlike laughter. I see my cousins and I playing games of hide and seek and tag. The pitter-patter of children's feet running along the vibrant country grass as we are giggling and screaming for fear of getting out first. I miss when I had a childhood. I miss when I didn't have to grow up too fast and I could still be that little girl in the swings trying to touch the clouds, not quite ever getting there. Black innocence. And my world that is perfectly crafted in my head, I'm not forced to grow up. I wish that I could have been like everyone else. They got to play games of I Spy. I had to play games of stand up straight, be proper, don't give anyone any more reason to judge you than the first obvious thing they spot about you. They got told they could be anything they wanted. I got told I could be anything I wanted, but there was always going to be someone down because they would prefer a face that looked a little more like them. They got schooled on their agencies. I got schooled what to do if a police officer pulls me over and decides in a split second if my life matters or not that day. The innocence of blackness. Black joy, black laughter, black minds, all so bittersweet. We created all. All I want to do is lay in bed all day and dream of simpler times, but I can't. I don't get to do that. So it's time for me to snap out of it, get out of bed, and start moving forward. Because I'm no longer a little kid.
Thank you guys so much. And congratulations on making it to the next round. Thank you. All of you guys' poems moved us so much. And honestly, I said we sent a little love to the judges. I don't know what y'all are going to do. All right. So this part of the poetry slam has ended, and now we're moving into the open mic portion. So starting off, I would love to offer you guys one of my poems. It's titled Buttermilk Pancakes. The ocean's breeze sways smoothly with the wind. The orange sun kisses on my soft brown skin. As I sit on the edge of this mountain, this jungle that I thought had no end. I feel it within the urge to pray. I think of all the times I've ever loved. If I died right now or went above, don't hear what I'm not saying. I'm very grateful to be here. But reminiscing on what makes me feel alive, that true knowing inside. This is who I am. Warm buttermilk pancakes on a Sunday kind of love. Gleaming golden hour, that blinding gold kind of love. South African maracas, hips moving nonstop, that body bouncing beat kind of love. I enjoy the diamonds, the pleasures of a kiss, all the beautiful memories I'm gonna miss. I float in the water, daydreaming like a dove, but then reality hits me like the sting of a jellyfish. Poisonous love also makes me fall ill. I love him like Jada loves Will, but here today, the truth of love has been revealed. The cool cleansing clash of the ocean's breeze on my fingertips. Cleansing my flesh, creating space for new energy. I close my eyes and take it in. What I desire is and already has been. What I desire lies within. Money, fame, it's all the same. And don't get me wrong, I'll take that happily. But what I really needed was inside me. I think of all the times I've ever loved. A warm, steamy shower after a long day at work, getting home early after waking up for church, getting to the end of a favorite book, eating a meal that I intentionally cook. As below, so above, to know happiness is to know love, and to know love is to know self. And I'm grateful to be here, if nothing else. All right, so anybody that wants to come up and share their poem with us, I ask that you come over here to this side of the room, which is my right, you guys' left, so that you guys can line up and begin sharing your poems. Thank you. I ask that you say your name and the title of your poem when you present.
Good afternoon, Barry. I'm Austin. I've done an open mic night. I've done the open mic every single year, and I'm not going to start now. My poem is called Siren. Out of the corner of my eye, it's taunting me. It won't stop no matter how much I try to ignore it. One by one, it grabs a hold of each of my senses. The one sweet smell summons something significantly more sinister that has every semblance of self-control. In a few seconds, it renders me an empty shell of what I once was before until I can only see then. Their siren sweet song of sweetness grabs hold of my thoughts and just not let me go into do what they want and fall victim to their taunt, and my stomach turning to knots. My arms move before thought can even form, so much to the point where I don't even care about what I am really feeling. All that matters is that they are with me. And the second, it was over. Hell, it was probably over before it began. I can do nothing else but cling to some sense of reality. The tile floors of the bathroom are all I see. I try to process what happened to me, what I just did. My insides are screaming, my face is turning green. Because in a few moments, I ate an entire 2-pound bag of jelly beans. Thank you.
Before I start my poem, hey Patrick, am I standing on the house from Alice in Wonderland right now? Okay, thank you for clarifying that. So, the poem I wrote for today, because Paul made all the 12th graders write poems because we missed our poetry slam or whatever. I wasn't even here for that. But the poem that I wrote is called Sick. The morning rays rush in through my windows, but I've been sick recently. My legs are numb underneath my blanket, and moving them proves to be another Herculean task. In my head, there are 500 small pinpricks pricking me all at once, and the sunlight makes it worse. For all it does is pain me, aggravating the pins and needles hitting at my brain. I soak in the painful light and try to enjoy it, but I've been sick recently. My voice will not function, and my phone turned off in the middle of the night, drowning my room in an odd silence. I cannot call my mother, nor my father, so I don't call for anyone. I cannot talk and I cannot share. Dread and sadness seep into my veins. Injected by a sense of failure I cannot dispel. All my bones weigh like tons and my legs are like lead. I cannot move and I cannot live. So I hum instead. I hum tunes that are familiar to me and I keep on humming. I hum a song again and again and again until I can't remember the song anymore. Then I change my tune. I do this until the morning sun's rays turn into the orange hues of the sunset. I have not moved an inch, and I won't for a while, because I have been sick recently, and I will continue to be sick for the near future. Thank you.
Hi everyone, my name is Jimmy. I wrote the poem for the literary magazine here at the Barry, but I want to share a few words before I start. I've been writing poetry since I was 8 years old, but since I came to America, I started writing poems in English, and I think that writing poems mean a lot to me by expressing the way I feel about the world and how the people in the world feel about me and my surroundings. So it's a two-way street, so to speak. Bicycling home from the library. Lost bicycle. Mathematics on my mind. Alone in the library, in the gloomy, in the dark study room. Equations wrestle themselves, and I continue to solve these problems. Rain, outdoors. I long for my bicycle. Mathematics homework trouble me. 13 problems solved. 4 remains. I put my folder in my bag and I step outside. Oh, I see my bicycle now. Away I pedal. I see maple branches above, and that shows bicycle is my true teacher and my true mentor. Library doors, upstairs computer. I return to my study room and continue working on the mathematics problems. I do my homework faithfully. And then, finally, 2 problems left, pencil in hand. Quickly, I tell myself. I complete my school homework on time. Finally, these problems are done. Exiting the library now, I feel very peaceful. And then, bicycling home from the library, peaceful ride. I hear the sound of the metro. The metro roars away. So does my troubles.
Right, hey everyone, my name is, thank you, my name is Elijah Evans, my friends call me Jay, of course. All right, here's a poem I wrote, it was based on like an actual thing that went on near Valentine's Day, where I sent out Valentine's to a girl that I kind of have feelings for, so, yeah, but it's very worth the extra points anyway, it's very worth the extra points. All right, here's thoughts of a romantic friend. I hope you enjoy. Well, I just brought out a poem to give a Valentine to this beautiful brunette girl in one of my classes. I definitely made the right decision. I am sure I made the right decision. I think I made the right decision. Great God Almighty, what have I done? Okay, no worries, besides I hadn't been able to talk to her before. Okay, outside of her maybe saying thank you when I held the door open that one time. Still a huge win, by the way. I don't know why I'm nervous. I did the same thing last year with another girl I like. It's no different. But why is it so different? Is it because of her beauty? Those beautiful eyes that you can get lost into like black holes? The way her hair glistens in that rusty red overhead lamp in the classroom? Her sweet rosebud scented perfume, or the way she blushes? What would he even say? How would he react? For all I know, I might end up embarrassing her. Or I might set myself up for failure. I'm sure it'll be okay though. Actually, it will be okay. Either way, I'm glad I did something. Even if it goes nowhere, she knows I exist, that's that way win. I will have to wait and see. I better not regret this, even if I already.
I don't have any more fried rice. Sorry for that. But my poem's called Thank You Geometry Homework by me, Vega Hall. So, I'm on one knee, waiting to be shoved into the game. I approach my position, ready to inbound ball. This is the only time I'm truly steady. Then I'm trying my best to be open when a teammate comes around. The ball slides to the ground, an energetic blur, only knowing my place, ignorant to the play, feeling idiotic as I sprint to offense. Mentally, I'm panicked, hoping for purpose in the game as the players maneuver around me. 1 minute later, I'm back on the bench, back. Attempting to quench my thirst. My heart painfully pounds in my chest as my body demands rest, my teammates demand victory. Screaming when either teammate's basket at the rack is overwhelming. I need something to take my mind off things, so I open up my math finder and take my pencil out. Maybe I'll do something to pass the time. Procrastinate now would be a waste of time, so why not complete some homework? The problems are simple and easy to solve. My teacher assigned the sheets today, and I needed something to do anyways, sitting overwhelmed on this plastic chair. So I solved, finding solutions to answerable things, breathing in a sense of enjoyment with finding solutions, lending to the newfound sense of calm I need in the middle of all this chaos. I'm no longer as tense as I was 5 minutes ago, absorbed in a world of bisectors, centers, and variables. I finally did something useful again. Even as my teammates scream and shout, yelling at the ref for a biased call, I ignore the roar, enraptured by this page. This page that is almost over. In a while, I will be forced to return to the mindless chaos of the game. But for now, the yearning for more still controls me. So I solve, and solve, and solve. Desperate to ignore the shouts and calls as the ball makes its way up court. My poem is called Sea of Memories. Quiet like snow at night, not a sound. Every room empty, except my parents' room, which has my sleeping family, and my cat. I sit in the kitchen, empty, lifeless, not even an echo. My cat. My cat went blind the night her brother died. Her brother. His home. This is his home. A home I will never live in again. He will be so confused. Where did they go? Why did they leave me? He will think. I won't forget him. I won't forget the memories, but they will be lost. Lost at sea. I've cut my hands, trying to remember these memories, trying to drink the water, but the water drains out of my hands. And the memories are lost. Lost in my memories are the twitches of his tail, his soft purr, his gentle meow. Beautiful, beautiful, simple memories. But they are too tiny to remember, too tiny without my house. They get lost in the sea. A part of him will always stay here, stuck in the house. A part of him I will lose. A part of me I will lose. All the memories lost, floating away. Thinking of these memories, I start to fall. My anxiety takes control. My mind is numb. My body takes me to the dining room. Anxiety infects my stomach. Anxiety. I used to get so anxious over math homework.
sitting at the dining room table, hours and hours, sitting there, my paper is still empty, my cat sitting on the chair next to me, trying to steal my food. I pet him, hoping it will calm me, but still, I feel hopeless, overwhelmed, over math homework. I'm just not good enough. My throat is swollen and rough, and I just want to give up. Sitting at the dining room table, a place I will never sit again. The memory is gone, lost at sea. No dining room table to remind me. No ivory walls, not even this now empty hall. Nothing. Cats don't like water. My cat hates water. He will hate being lost in the sea. But I can't help it. Without my house, it will never be the same. I don't like change.
Okay, before I start, could we all please have a moment of silence for my grandpa, please? All right. My poem is called A Feeling of Grief by me. 4 words spark grief. Your grandpa has passed. A giant tear fell from my cheek, reflecting on the memories we had. The ups and the downs, the highs, the lows. I thought about how much more I could have done but didn't. Understanding that it wasn't my fault, but still having the feeling of grief. We all have felt this feeling before, and an unknown connection. The grief of losing someone or something special. It's something we'll all experience. Support from our loved ones gets us through. My mom comforted me, it's gonna be okay. She said it, putting her arm around my neck, reassuring me that he's in a better place, that he can now rest in heaven, a peaceful place filled with silence, calm, and love. I hope he's at peace. We hope he's at peace. Does he? Sorry. That he still feels our love. Does he? Someday we'll know. For now, we grieve. We celebrate the memories. We celebrate the love.
It was never my intention to share last, so I hope someone comes up after me. First of all, let me say what a blessing to share this stage with this group of poets. Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness. Thank you for inspiring us with your courage and your words. We are blessed here today, without a doubt. Out of respect for the 8th grade, I'm going to try to go from memory. Although I wrote this yesterday. This is, I tried to tell a story in order not to hear the tolling of a bell that is always telling of the story I try to tell. I tried to wear a mask in order not to see the grinning of a skull that is always laughing with the story inside me. I tried to walk away in order not to dance with the beating of my heart that is always breaking with this ballad of romance. I tried and I tried and tried, but I never lived until life arrived, dropped my broken frame by my side, and invited a child to come outside.
Oh, not performing. Before I announce the winner, I have some thank yous. First of all, Miley Francis. Thank you, Miley. Judges who really did have the difficult task today. Thank you, Ian, Ashley, Sandy, Juan, and Pauline. Thank you, Mike Vignali, for setting up the text. Thank you, Patrick, for the spotlight. Thank you to the indomitable Joy Washington, who has been back there filming. Special thank you to BA and the science team for moving the mousetrap card deadline away from this afternoon. And genuine thank you to the parents, grandparents, and families who are in the room. You know this doesn't happen without you either. Eighth grade. We have a tie. I don't know if we've ever had a tie before. So we have two winners today. So give it up for, from this side. Come on, Graham. And from the other side. Asaya. Congratulations to you both. Congratulations. Humanities is all about what makes us human. I feel more human than I did 2 hours ago for having listened to our eighth graders. So eighth graders, thank you, thank you, thank you, and well done. 3:20, that's the end of our poetry slam. You're not dismissed till 3:30, but you don't have to stay here, so off you go.